talk about how to find motivation, even when we don't have. Very, very common. Motivation. And it's the feeling when everything seems stuck, right? Like no progress, but we have things to do. It's like ideas floating in head, stay somewhere in the back of our mind, a project that we used to feel excitement, but today like zero motivation. So no spark, no fire, no energy, just right. So from something that was there to somehow now something floating, but no going anywhere. So how do we get motivated when we feel empty? First of all, we have to say a truth. The truth is that motivation is unreliable. Unreliable. It's like a flaky friend who show you up when they feel like they are in the mood and then disappear, and that's why successful people don't rely on motivation. They make system and they make progress, I would say, inevitable. So instead of motivation, we have to convert this in systems. Systems that are able to go autonomously with their own legs, independent, right? So motivation sometimes is really not even depending from us, from the circumstances we are. It's like a bit random. So we cannot put at the center. We have to make something automatically. So we have to change the focus uh, from motivation to action. Again, most people think they need to feel motivated before they take action, but there are many researches out there and they show the opposite. When we start doing something, anything, the brain kicks into gear and motivation follow. Oh, ahead. So uh, action and the brain starts to gear. That's always the big truth, right? There is especially uh, Stanford psychologist, Mr. Fogg, that calls this tiny habits approach. We can commit to just one small action, like putting on your running shoes and instead of 5 kilometer, um, you likely do maybe more than you plan, or maybe you want to start with 1 kilometer and you end up to do 1.2, 1.5. So it's tiny habits. So if we don't feel like working on a project, we just set a timer of 5 minutes and tell ourselves that then we stop. And maybe we will not, right? Most probably. So that's another big thing. Like the timer with 5 minutes. It reminds to the Pomodoro technique, right? Anyhow, having a defined limit, not just general, will help us to find the motivation. So we need, as a second step, to make the progress visible. Visible progress. Brain release dopamine when see progress. And we have the dopamine again. We need to see the progress. This is why games and app reward with progress bar, achievement, and so on. It's like something to anchor the brain. So we have tracker, calendar, checklist, app. Basically, the key is track in a clear way, clearly. Brain is super attracted by this, exceptionally attracted. So then let's stop, wait for the good mood. Another thing, stop, wait for the good mood. Good mood-based motivation is a trap. If we only work when we feel we like it, we'll never be consistent. So we need some trigger, like instead of saying something like I exercise when I feel like I want to do it, we should say after I brush my teeth, I do 10 push-ups. Or instead of I'll work on my YouTube video when I have my energy, we say after my morning coffee, I open my laptop and I edit for 10 minutes. So we have to change basically the setup from emotion to habit. That's the key. Then we have an interesting tool I can call the 90-second rule. Basically, the 90-second rule, let's say like this, when we procrastinate, we are avoiding task and avoiding the uncomfortable feeling of starting, right? Postpone, postpone, postpone. That's the mantra. Neuroscientist Dr. Jill Bolt Taylor found that an emotion only lasts for 90 seconds if we don't keep feeding it. So this the basically lasting time of an emotion. It's coming into us for an average time of 1 minute and a half. So if we don't feed this emotion will go. It's something that we should feel like avoiding. Don't be tempted. We have somehow to avoid the lazy feeling of start. We really have to start with something absolutely achievable. Okay. Then I would move to another interesting point. It's about finding an anchor, something bigger than us. Let's call it anchor. Motivation becomes easier when we tie our work to a bigger reason than just ourselves. Ourself is a big reason, but we need something bigger in a way of something else bigger like us. That could be if you're if we're doing YouTube, ask who needs my content. Imagine who can have benefit for a work I'm doing, or if you're working out, who is benefit to stay healthy. We know feeling better, the looking at the mirror and feeling like satisfied because we work hard on some muscle, some area, or if we are building a new skill, how will this change my future? So we have to project in something bigger in terms of noble, noble aim, noble goal, noble aim, great goal. To write something important for us. And the practical step here is write it down and put it where we can see it. So we have a continual reminder that I'm doing this because this, because. So we don't also fall into the trap of losing the North Star, right? We can call it our North Star. Like the North Star used to guide home the sailors, which is our North Star. And maybe a last point I would like to mention is about um, make this task, make it fun and rewarding. Why? Because if it feels just suffering, the brain will try to resist and hack it and find a way out. But uh, pair our task with a fun one. So only listen to podcasts while running, or rewards. After finishing an edit, I get my favorite coffee, or change a setting like I work in a new cafe, in a gym, or a workspace that maybe give me some good vibes, different from just staying home. And we talk about in previous live about the feeling of staying trapped at home, right? So let's make more enjoyable the process. So far, I would like to stop here for today. Um, it's my main takeaway that is we move from motivation to another concept, to progress. And progress ending up to making something better and perfection. That is not at the beginning, right? It's just later. So we have to stop waiting to feel ready. Don't wait to feel ready. Just push yourself like a gentle nudge, right? Ugly, small, imperfect, little. Because the secret of motivation is not about waiting for inspiration, but it's about creating. We have to create our own inspiration. Don't wait, just waiting for the rain to fall. So right now we should do one tiny things that move us forward, just once. Let me know what can be the small little step, the small gesture, the small action that with you works a lot, and ask you, please share it, because imagine there will be someone like you sitting maybe in the room or in stuck somewhere in a process of the motivation, and thank you to your suggestion, maybe beside all these ideas that I just wrote down, it can be very helpful. So it's also nice to contribute to make other people in a better situation. So thank you so much for today. We navigate again from motivation to change the frame to little progress, and how some ideas, suggestion, some little hints and tools. Thank you so much, and see you on the next live.